At winter camp, a few students and I decided to climb some trees. When it was time for worship, we climbed down, but one of the kids in our group slipped on a wet branch and fell. In the fall, he managed to slit his ball sack clean open. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Youth Group Chronicles. Pastor Tim and Pastor Cole in the studio today. Welcome back. Welcome to our Instagram live audience as well. And we have a few people in the studio here tonight. This is from Steven. Steven said, shortly after becoming youth pastors, we were invited to a student's house for dinner. While we were visiting with the family, my wife told them about how there was a big rock in the backyard of our parsonage that our dog kept digging at. When the mom of this family heard that, she said, oh, that's got to be where the previous youth pastor sacrificed the goat. As the story goes, he wanted to have a traditional Passover with the students.
A traditional Passover?
So he purchased a live goat from a family in the church and didn't tell them his intentions.
Not from a family in the church.
He's messianic.
Apparently, mid-lesson, everyone started to realize that this youth pastor had never killed anything before, or cleaned or skinned an animal, and essentially went at this poor goat with a butter knife.
No.
This goat was screaming bloody murder with all the students inside the house waiting for dinner.
No. Waiting for
Not
dinner?
waiting for dinner. This is not a youth group.
That's
this is
crazy.
A cult. A butter knife, too.
My wife literally went out the next day with a shovel into our backyard, and sure enough, the fur of a goat hide was underneath the spot that our dog had been digging.
The fur.
That's crazy.
The fur. This was like his departing message to his youth ministry. That is the reason that he's the new youth pastor.
Well, this guy was literally...
That's literally the reason.
They had just become youth pastors within like a few months. So it very well...
No, literally.
Yeah.
That was
They
it.
said that in the... Yeah.
He said, I will no longer be with you, but this meal will be with you always. No, because goats actually scream, though. Do you know about... Like, they really be screaming.
Oh, goats are loud,
like,
dude.
Bro, like, it was a struggle.
Goats are loud, dude. I've taken care of goats and not taken care of in that way.
Like doing real life sacrifices.
This is the second goat story we've gotten.
Honestly, maybe...
Why a goat, too?
Maybe we should
It's a
consider
lamb.
That is
Wow.
true. People did bring that up last time.
Because they're sinners.
It's a lamb.
Dang,
they can't even get it.
Somebody's going to separate between the lamb and the goat.
Becca said, hey, remember Jesus? He died so you don't have to do that.
Glory to God.
He actually wasn't even a goat.
Becca.
He was a lamb. I'm still caught up on that.
But he was goat because he was the greatest of
He
all
was the
time.
goat.
He was the goat.
That's a sermon
He was the
soon to be
goatiest
at
lamb you've
Transformation
ever seen. I heard someone say in a rap song, he was the lamb so I could be the goat. Or something like that.
That's an eye roll. I know this is not
Mary
your podcast,
had a little
but my eyes are
lamb.
rolling.
Nah, it was like Mary had a little lamb. And now I don't even know.
That's crazy.
It's whatever. I think it was John Keith.
Crazy.
It sounded better than I'm putting it.
This is a story from Elijah. Elijah said, during a youth conference, the guest speaker chose to preach on the passage of lukewarm Christianity.
Fair.
So he lines up 3 metal chairs, and he calmly starts with the right chair and says, this is being on fire for God.
Wow.
And then he moves to the left chair and says, this is being in the world. Then with the fury of 1,000 suns,
Bro.
he grabbed the middle chair and threw it at the wall as hard as he could, screaming, this is the puke chair. God pukes on this chair. Don't be the puke chair. He said, I'm not exaggerating at all. This speaker literally said puke chair probably 15 times. Not only that, he threw the chair so hard it stuck into the wall. The room was dead silent, and he immediately calmed back down, called the keys player up to close, and then left. He was never invited back.
Dang, bro.
He was probably up there like, this is going to get him. This is
thought
going to
about that for
convict
a
these guys,
while.
man.
This is the puke chair.
It's in his notes, all caps.
Puke
This
chair.
puke chair, throw into wall.
Bro.
After what's the moment in that sermon? He throws it and he's just like, dang, that didn't hit, did it?
Probably the dead silence of the entire
he's just like-
It was
congregation.
probably
did
when
it.
he went through the wall that he was like, there goes my offering. My offering is gone.
That's my
My offering is gone.
No altar call. You want to get saved tonight? Too bad.
He gave up too. Yeah.
We're done.
He was like, you could close this, pastor.
I'm handing this back over to the pastor. Thank y'all for having me. Have a great night.
Have a great night. It's crazy.
Walks right out.
If you have stories, guys, that you want to send into the show,
That's all for tonight, folks. Have a great night.
stories at ygcpodcast.com is where you can send them in. Jebel is the name. On Instagram said that's a core memory. Yeah, they'll probably remember that for a while. I would imagine so.
For better or worse.
For better or worse.
This is from Mark. Mark said, while on a mission trip, I was awakened at 5 a.m. by one of the guy students complaining of being seriously sick. A visit to the local hospital revealed that he had pneumonia. However, the story took an interesting turn several days later when I found out that after a day of walking through Manhattan subways, Times Square, and Central Park, the other students dared this student to lick the bottom of one of the crutches of our injured student for $1. After I informed his mother of this story, she had to give him literally every shot imagine to prevent major disease. For $1, bro.
You know what's even crazier?
That's wild.
Now I got something that's wild.
That's crazy.
I have something that's wild. That's ridiculous. But I'd also like to follow up and say sometimes youth kids prove you wrong. I was a health food inspector. I don't play games, okay? If the chickens expire, we're tossing it. I left KFC, okay, already not good, on my counter overnight, not refrigerated. One of my youth boys comes in. He's like, I've only had KFC one other time in my life. And I just, go to the bathroom and I come back and I see 2 whole breasts, just no chicken on the bone. And this kid took it off the counter, warmed it up in the microwave. He's licking his lips when I come out. And he's like, that was the best chicken I've ever had.
That's wild. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I call him iron stomach.
My wife will
Did he get
literally,
sick?
if I lean on a wall in the city, my wife will make me wash my clothes. We get home, she's like, wash your hands, take the jacket off.
Well, New York is next
No,
level, dude.
100%.
That's
People
insane.
are peeing on the sidewalk.
But
Yeah.
think about it. If
And
you
not
could
homeless
make it
people,
through that,
normal people. There's nowhere
Yeah.
to go to the bathroom. They're like, well, here's good.
bro, he doesn't even need the shots.
Someone said there's
He
no
made it
shot
through
for
that.
stupidity.
No, literally.
That's true.
He made it through that, though.
Literally.
So he's like
Now
the
he's
most
immune to
immune
everything.
person in New York.
Yeah.
There's not a disease
He
there.
never got COVID.
He never did.
Or any other variant coming
He
down
hasn't been sick since. This is not medical advice, but
Not medical advice, but
don't lick crutches, but
He can smell colors now.
he can smell colors. This is crazy.
This is from Michael. Michael said, during a youth group lock-in, we let everyone loose for a Nerf war. The next thing I know, I heard a student yell that there was a cop outside the main entrance of our church with his lights on, and he was trying to look inside. What I didn't realize is that one of the teens must have butt-dialed 911 during the Nerf war because the dispatcher that answered, all they heard was phrases like, kill them all, shoot them, give me the gun, and a lot of screaming.
no way, dude.
He got Jared. He got Jared.
He's down. He's down. Shoot him again.
Who
No!
did? Pastor George.
He shot him right in the eye.
Shot him in the face.
That's crazy. Here's my question. Was it a butt dial or was it like, oh, dude, this would be a good prank?
I would go probably that way.
Butt dial 911.
You know the kid's going to say you butt dial.
Must be like the
Yeah.
emergency
Or,
feature.
yeah, okay, that's true.
Yeah, the emergency.
button on the side.
That makes sense.
I have done that.
I've
Definitely.
accidentally done that almost like 3
Yeah, they
times.
never come, so I don't. Does it even
That's
work?
crazy.
Well, no, there's a way that the emergency response thing happens and it sends
Does it
out a
even
text or
work?
whatever. But I think there's also, if you hold it or something different, it does call 911. And I've had that happen.
Yeah.
And I had to apologize.
I've had it call 911, but I just hang up. No one ever shows up.
My bad. Hang on.
I'm like, dang it. Get it in
I'll
time.
leave you a voicemail first and be
That's
like,
crazy.
there's an emergency call.
Yeah, because that'll help. Hold on 1 second. Are you okay? Abductor hears it through the wall. Are you okay? Call 911 if you need help. Call back if you're in danger. It's like,
Wow.
what is this? A voicemail from 911? Call back if you're in danger. What if that was their only call?
The voicemail box is not currently set up.
That's great. Their phone's on Do Not Disturb.
No, really?
911 tries to reach back out.
Babe, who is that? Don't worry about it. Nothing. Nobody. Who's calling you?
This is an email from Dylan. Dylan said, while waiting in line for the water slide at youth camp, I noticed a kid from another group throw up on the pool deck and then quickly run away. I notified the lifeguard to let him know the situation, so he moved a garbage can over it to prevent people from walking through the vomit until someone came to clean it up. Unfortunately, though, one of my students was unaware of this situation. As he exited the pool, he started jogging back in line for the slide and ended up slipping in this pile of vomit. I didn't have the heart to tell him what he slipped in, so I just acted like nothing happened.
That's yellow team behavior. At youth camp, the yellow team is always the worst, if I'm being completely honest with you. That's yellow team behavior right there. To puke and walk away, like, that's crazy.
I don't think we ever had, I'm trying to think back. It was black and orange, I think, were the colors when we ever did colors.
Halloween.
Yellow team, the worst. It's got like the rich kids and the Hicks on it, and it's just like they'll puke, they'll beat you up, and they'll blame it on someone else. Like, that's yellow team behavior. No, for summer camp.
Sean, have you ever been to youth camp, bro? No?
Youth camp is a
That's all right.
different experience.
So, okay. Shaw did not grow up Christian. What did you get saved? Like a year or two ago? Right?
Like
2 years ago. So youth camp.
He's new to the faith. Welcome, Shaw, to the faith.
Yes. That boy, Shaw. So Shaw did not grow up going to youth camp. Although it wasn't like it was necessarily, it was, a lot of times it was Christian camp, but a lot of like unsafe people would go, and that's when things would get crazy. However, it's like a week of summer camp in the woods for like Christian kids. So you bring a bunch of youth groups together, and then they're all in one camp or one facility for like a week. And there's like games, there's chapel at night, all that kind of stuff. So that's where a lot of these stories actually come from, is youth camp. A ton of them. Yeah. And that's where I grew up, was at a youth camp.
Honestly, bro, it's like the opposite of what you did. It's like you'd go to a party, they'd get drunk, do dumb stuff. These dudes would be just trapped in a church service for like 4 hours and go do dumb stuff.
With 4 gallons of Mountain Dew in their system.
Right, like
haven't pooped in 5 days.
Haven't pooped in 5 days. 4 gallons of Mountain Dew.
Eating
firecracker, a bag of firecrackers.
Eating,
you got some? All right.
Only
all right, you got it.
Eating only McNuggets and hot dogs. It's like
he couldn't poop. He blew the urinal up. He blew the toilet up. Couldn't even poop. Why'd they have to poop in a hole? There was no toilet. Firecrackers.
If you guys have stories that you would like to submit to the show, stories@ygcpodcast.com is where you can send them in. This is a story from Taun. Taun said...
T-O-N?
T-A-U-N. Wow. Is that how you pronounce that?
No idea.
Taun.
That's my best guess. So
hey, welcome,
I apologize if I'm butchering it. But I was driving our church bus with a load of students, and I was driving a little too fast due to us being late for our activity. This particular night, we had a lot of visitors, so the bus was packed. Whoop, whoop. As I am driving, I see red and blue lights start flashing behind me. I pull over, step off the bus, and the police officer walks up and asks me if I know why he pulled me over. I said, was I driving too fast? No. Did I have too many kids on the bus? No. He went on to tell me that it's a private bus and it's illegal for it to be a yellow school bus. So I stood there for a minute thinking about what he had said, and then I asked, well, are you going to give me a ticket for that? He said, no, I just want to let you know. I said, so no ticket at all? He said, no. I said, well, can you throw me up against the bus, frisk me, and cuff me in front of all the kids?
That sounds a little
crazy. He said,
but...
do you want me to do that? I said, absolutely. So this cop slammed me up against the bus and cuffed me in front of all the kids.
That's great. Oh man, they're like, my youth pastor's a criminal, man. You don't know the things he's seen, bro.
You just see all the phones like in the windows. Like,
I don't know how that was gonna go good for him.
Yeah,
like he got a win and then he traded it for a loss. Like there's nothing good that's coming from that. I want to look tough. Throw me up against the car.
I want to look.
I'll play.
They'll never forget this. They'll never forget
Tell
this.
my wife I love her.
That one saved girl on the back of the bus is praying, Lord, you did it for Paul and Silas. Do it for Pastor Dave. Do it for Pastor Dave, Lord.
Gets released. God did. God did it.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God. My kids would record for sure.
Literally.
My kids would definitely record.
They'd hop out.
I'd end up in a
rap
song.
Bro.
They'd start fighting him.
I would literally end up in a rap song. My boys would literally be like, you think you tough? Holla, free my pastor. Like, even my pastor get locked up. Like, they'd be on something like that.
That's crazy.
Probably never would ever say holla, but anything but that word.
No, literally.
This is discrimination. Out the window. They'd be going
It's
crazy.
just because he's got a beard, huh? That's crazy.
It's because he's got...
This is a story from Silas. Silas said, my youth minister was playing basketball with some of the teens at camp. One of the girls landed a basket. My youth minister said something along the lines of, oh, you got Rizz. The girl gave him a weird look and walked away. Apparently, someone in my youth group told him that if someone has Rizz, it means they're good at a game.
That's no, because here's exactly how that went about. He was playing a game. Someone said something. He's like, "What's Rizz mean?" It means you're good at shuffleboard. I don't know. That's wild. He's like, nah, I'm Gen Z.
He heard one of his youth kids.
Yeah, he did.
He's like, I got that Rizz on me, bro. He's like, what's that mean? I'm good at games.
I'm good at games, bro. One thing
like,
about
I'm good
me,
at games too. I got that Rizz.
Monopoly, Skip-Bo, I got Rizz. Don't mess with me, though.
I got Rizz.
I got Rizz.
Dang.
I got that Rizz on me.
Trisha, you got some Rizz on you. Good shot.
Beach Day Creation says Google is so free.
No, literally.
Man, that is... Preach it. Yeah, Trey is repping our merch right now,
shout
dude.
out Trey one time.
Attaboy, Trey. Thank you. I'm not even wearing any.
Dang.
I should. I'm slacking right now.
What's going on, man?
Google is so
Yeah, we have a great sweatshirt, guys. You can go purchase it on our website, ygcpodcast.com/merch. Thank you for that segue, Trey, our camera guy tonight.
And in the comments will be my affiliate links to all my Amazon accounts. If you just check the comments, I'd really appreciate it if you purchase
the Amazon products are
I know you
goldfish.
facts. I know you all need Red Bull. I've put my affiliate link in the comments.
That would be smart, actually. Now we're talking.
I just keep saying Moss the
Give me
plug.
ideas here.
Red Bull, goldfish, and
Just toilet paper.
and goats. Live goats.
Just not for the kid who doesn't poop. Toilet paper for everyone but him.
Hershey syrup.
Yeah.
In a can.
In a can. That'll be like $500 at this point. OG Hershey syrup.
It's on
syrup in
eBay. That's the only place you can get it.
Vintage.
This is a story from Caden. Caden said, at winter camp, a few students and I decided to climb some trees. When it was time for worship, we climbed down, but one of the kids in our group slipped on a wet branch and fell.
Wow.
In the fall, he managed to slit his ball sack clean open, making both of his nuts literally fall out.
Oh.
He was immediate.
Oh my God. I feel the pain in this moment.
He was immediately rushed to the hospital to have his balls put back in and sewed back closed.
Put him back in.
We need to pray. It's like
My man lost his nuts at a church camp.
How do you even say
I slipped. What happened? I slipped on a branch and my nuts fell out.
That's crazy.
Like, bro, what?
It started so pure. I was thinking Zacchaeus.
yeah,
I was thinking this kid's about to come down the tree, go to Jesus,
Bro.
get saved. No, that's crazy.
someone said he needs to meet the paintball kid.
No,
Dude,
really.
he does. He's like, bro, you thought you lost a nut? I lost both.
I
for
did.
real. And you know what's crazy? Is his wife one day and be like, you don't know what it's like to carry this child. He's like, you don't know what it's like to lose your nuts. That's a pain. You ever been nut tapped? That's enough. Losing them?
I lost my child.
Nah, bro.
I didn't know they could fall out. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's something, bro.
Every dude just turned off the podcast right now.
Nah,
They're done
really.
listening.
They're like, as for me in my house, it's a no.
the unfortunate circumstances that have to occur.
No, literally.
That
Yeah.
you literally on a branch too.
All right, I'm never climbing a tree again.
Nah,
It's been years, but
He's
I'm never
telling
doing it again.
testimony next week at youth group. They had me in the first half. I ain't gonna lie, but it's crazy what God can do in your life, man.
This is
If you would just trust Him, He'll restore your manhood in a moment.
moment.
The great physician.
I was confused for like an hour and a half.
Who am I?
I was confused for an hour and a half, but God restored.
I started changing emojis in my Instagram bio. I don't know what to do. It was crazy.
I didn't know what to do. I went on. I reset my iPhone, put female, and I was like, non-binary.
That's crazy. Oh no.
Didn't slip out. They got extracted. That branch extracted them.
Evan said that's one of those unspoken prayer requests.
No, literally.
Anonymous.
Anonymous. Lord.
That'd be a
Nah.
crazy word of knowledge.
Yo.
Raise your hand if you lost it all.
You lost it all.
Raise your hand if you lost it all.
One hand and the room goes up.
One hand. What did you lose? My nuts.
So stupid.
Lineage.
I lost
My
everything.
manhood. Like, this dude's hurt. No, literally. I lost my nuts. That sounds like an episode of TLC. ER. Somewhere.
My wild youth group stories.
Couple more stories here. I don't know how to top that one. That one is
Nothing can.
wild. Nothing tops that.
Anything can top it.
Jonathan said, at youth group, my youth pastor decided to play kickball in the dark.
What?
Smart idea.
No way.
On my
fired.
turn, I kicked the ball and ended up running straight into a wall on the other side of the gym. I hit my face so hard that my two front teeth were barely intact by the time I was able to inspect them.
Honestly, I'd rather have no teeth and no nuts. So, it was a good story, just bad timing for him. Because the story before is crazy. I'm not over it.
I'm not over it.
I'm sorry. Sorry, bro. But talk to no nut dude.
Talk to no nuts.
Talk to no nuts.
Oh man. Yeah, we have zero pity for you, no teeth. man.
Honestly, in the I'm not even trying to flame this dude, but he should have known. We were playing. What was it?
Okay,
kickball?
that was stupid enough.
In the dark.
Yeah. How do you know where first base is?
Exactly. Apparently, this guy didn't either.
Dude, this dude just wanted to play like bumper carts with the wall. He wasn't.
He's mad at his youth group. There's no other way. They were
He's
like acting
upset.
off. He's like, I'm gonna get back at y'all.
We want to have fun. He's like,
playing-
we're gonna have fun.
We're playing kickball in the dark. I'm hitting first. Pitch it now. Go.
Pitch it now.
Whichever one of you gets hit, I meant it. No, I meant it.
Yo, they have another one too. I don't think it's in the dark, but essentially they put blanket over the volleyball net. Mm-hmm. You ever see that? Where it's like coming in?
I could see it in my head.
Excuse me. And then I've seen. You've seen it.
I can see it. Just blanket. Yep. Can't see
However,
the other side.
I'm not sure if it's in the dark, but similar effect.
Oh, that's smart.
Because then you can't see
I
what's
feel
on
like
the
that's a
other
little bit safer,
That's like,
but
kinda
actually
cool.
still pretty fun.
Yeah,
So
I
you're
look,
like
you wanna do
waiting
that.
and you don't know where the ball's coming,
Yeah, I do.
but you see it. Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, you know what I
It's
mean?
just like,
Hey.
boom.
Yeah, you think
Hey,
like it's over the
that's a
entire
free
net. So you
game,
can't
you
see the other
bastards.
team like you would in a traditional volleyball
That
game.
one's free, youth pastors.
Yeah.
Take that game.
Yeah.
Not
Free,
the
man.
not the kickball in the dark. Take
Yes,
the,
don't do that.
take the volleyball.
Yeah.
With the
This is
blanket
a good,
on it. Yeah, that's crazy.
secondary game you guys can try out. This is from Anthony. Anthony said, during summer camp, as the students were getting ready for bed, we reminded them that if they needed to go to the bathroom, that this was the time to do it.
Never works.
Never works. We told them this, one, because the doors are super loud, so if they get up to use the bathroom at night, it's going to wake everyone up. And two, the bunk beds are 3 high, so it'll shake the bed, and it's really hard to see at night. The next morning, the students were confused and alarmed because there was a foul smell coming from the room. After further investigation, we found out that a student who was quite a rule follower had to use the bathroom in the middle of the night. So he leaned over his top bunk and pooped all over the floor because the rule was that he wasn't allowed to go out at night.
He leaned over. How did? Not that I need a visual, but how did you?
He's
what are you
dedicated.
holding on to?
My man was dedicated.
How did you? He got on the ladder in the
Nah,
squat
bro.
position. Like how else?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
I don't want to know.
3 layers. It's just
No way. And then he went to sleep. That's the crazy. If I did
Back
that,
to sleep?
I couldn't go to. I'd be
No
like,
wiping?
no wiping.
That's crazy.
I did not even think about that.
I mean, the wiping is the least
That's
of my
okay,
concerns
yeah.
at this moment. I want to know. And he was third up.
It didn't say what bunk he was
was
on,
up.
but he was up.
He was up enough.
He was on a bunk, yeah.
no, no, and it splashed too. That didn't just hit the ground.
Oh.
That kid was just looking for a reason to crap on the ground.
As he was a good kid.
It's like,
said
man,
he
I
was a
can't
good
break.
kid.
Yeah,
That
he didn't wanna
sad
break
thing
the
is,
rules.
I like actually know kids who would probably do something. Like they think that way. Like I can't break the rules. That's got to be sin or something.
Yeah.
That probably was this kid.
Boom, just
I would imagine.
nuggets
Probably
flying
was a
off.
sin. Straight to hell.
I don't even. You seen that thing where he's like in it prison?
Prison.
He's
Someone
like,
said
jail.
straight
cloudy with a
sweaters.
chance of poop balls. Yep.
Yep, real chocolate rain.
Not real chocolate rain. That's crazy.
Anyway, guys, we will wrap
Straight
up
to
this
jail.
episode right here. If you have stories that you want to send into the show, stories@ygcpodcast.com is where you can submit them. We're always looking for new stories. Check us out on Instagram,
ominous. That's
YG Chronicles, TikTok, and we're also on YouTube. So check out all those. If you want the full video episodes, go check out YouTube. A lot of people have been asking for that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Pastor Tim and Pastor Cole, thanks a bunch, guys. We'll see you all next week.